On May 25, 2026, Huawei walked into a semiconductor symposium in Shanghai and did something no Chinese company had ever done before. They didn't unveil a faster chip. They didn't announce a bigger factory. They published a new law of physics. They called it the Tau scaling law, and they claimed it would replace Moore's law, the 60-year-old equation that built the entire global tech industry. Apple, Google, Nvidia, the internet, the smartphone, the chip inside the device you are watching this on, all of it ran on Moore's law, and Huawei just declared it dead. 6 years ago, Huawei was supposed to be finished. The United States added them to a trade blacklist. Cut them off from American chips, American software, and the most advanced manufacturing equipment in the world. The sanctions were supposed to bury them, send them back a decade, make sure no Chinese company could ever compete at the cutting edge again. Instead, Huawei walked into Shanghai and announced that they had figured out how to skip the next decade entirely. By rewriting the law, everyone else was still trying to follow. And here is the part that should stop you cold. Huawei didn't just write a press release. They published the math. They published the framework. They published a roadmap that says by 2031, this new law will let them build chips that match the most advanced processors on Earth, using tools that the United States banned them from buying. For the first time since the dawn of the semiconductor age, the law that defines how computing progresses was written in Chinese, not American, not Japanese, not Korean, Chinese, by a company that 6 years ago was supposed to be dead. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what Huawei figured out that the entire Western chip industry missed for 60 years. The specific framework Huawei published and why physicists are calling it the most important scientific reframe in chip design in 50 years. The roadmap Huawei laid out to 1.4 nanometer equivalent chips by 2031, and why this might be the single most important announcement Huawei has ever made. Hit the subscribe button if you want more breakdowns like this. It genuinely helps the channel reach more people. Let's get into it. The wall Huawei hit. To understand what Huawei just did, you have to rewind to 2019. That was the year the United States put Huawei on the entity list and cut them off from almost every advanced chip technology on Earth. No ASML lithography machines. No TSMC manufacturing contracts. No American chip designs. The plan inside Washington was simple: bury them. And by 2022, the screws were so tight that even Dutch suppliers and Japanese suppliers got pulled into the embargo. Every door that led to advanced chips was closed. Every workaround was blocked. Every loophole was sealed. Huawei could have done what most companies would have done in that situation. They could have begged for sanctions relief. They could have lobbied. They could have set up shell companies in Singapore to smuggle in banned components. That would have been the easy path. That is what almost any other corporation on Earth would have tried. Instead, Huawei did something almost nobody expected. They went back to first principles. They locked their best engineers in a room and asked a question that nobody in Silicon Valley had bothered to ask in 60 years. What if everyone has been solving the wrong problem? The question Huawei asked. For 60 years, the entire chip industry chased the same goal: make transistors smaller. The current cutting edge sits around 3 nanometers. A nanometer is 1/1000th of a meter. To put that in perspective, 3 nanometers is smaller than the wavelength of visible light. The chips inside your phone have features so tiny that light itself cannot resolve them. Engineers are etching structures smaller than the very thing we use to see. And the only company on Earth that can build machines capable of doing this is ASML in the Netherlands. Each one of those machines weighs as much as a fighter jet. Each one costs over $300 million. The United States made absolutely sure that none of them got into Huawei's hands. So Huawei sat down and asked a different question. Not, how do we get our hands on those machines? Not, how do we copy them? But something far more dangerous. They asked, Is the entire industry chasing the wrong thing? The chip industry was obsessed with one variable: size. Make the transistor smaller and chips get faster. That was the whole formula. But Huawei's researchers realized something nobody else had bothered to notice. The reason chips get faster isn't actually because the transistors are smaller. It is because signals travel shorter distances between them. Shrinking transistors was just one way to make signals travel less. It wasn't the only way, and after 60 years of optimization, it wasn't even the best way anymore. It was just the way everyone happened to start with, back in 1965, when Gordon Moore made his original prediction. In physics, there is a variable that measures exactly this. It is called tau. The Greek letter tau. It represents the time constant for how fast an electrical signal can propagate through a circuit. Every electrical engineering student on Earth has been taught about tau. It has been in every textbook for over a century. But for 60 years, the chip industry treated tau as a fixed property of the materials, something you accepted, something you couldn't change. Huawei's researchers flipped the equation. They asked, what if we treat tau as the primary variable? What if we build the entire chip architecture around making signals move faster, regardless of how big the transistors actually are? That single intellectual shift is what produced the tau scaling law, and it is the part that makes this announcement so dangerous for the West. Huawei didn't just find a clever engineering trick. Huawei realized the entire industry had been climbing the wrong mountain since 1965, what Huawei actually built. So, what does the tau scaling law actually say? Huawei's framework is built on 3 pillars. Quote, first, stack logic circuits in vertical layers so signals travel shorter distances. They call this architecture logic folding. 2 layers of circuits, folded on top of each other like a sandwich, with the connections between them designed to be as short as physically possible. Second, optimize the materials between transistors so electricity moves faster through them. New conductors, new insulators, new interface layers, things Western researchers had explored individually but never engineered around as a primary design target. Third, rethink the geometry of how circuits connect, so the longest signal path on the chip gets shorter without changing the size of any individual component. Same transistors, smarter wiring, massive performance gains. In practical terms, this means Huawei doesn't need ASML's band lithography machines anymore. They don't need to chase 3 nanometers. They don't need to fight quantum mechanics. They can use the 7 nanometer manufacturing technology they already have and still hit performance levels that Western engineers thought required tools that no Chinese company is allowed to buy. The numbers Huawei published are staggering. 41% better power efficiency, 55% fewer transistors needed to hit the same performance, and by 2031, Huawei's roadmap says they will match the equivalent of 1.4 nanometer chips. Using 7 nanometer manufacturing, the two are not supposed to be possible together. Under Moore's law, they aren't. Under Huawei's new law, they are. This is the part that broke the chip industry's brain. It isn't that Huawei found a slightly cleverer way to make chips. It is that Huawei published a theoretical framework that says the entire Western chip industry has been climbing the wrong mountain for 60 years. And here is the most uncomfortable part for Silicon Valley. The math holds up. Huawei's Bell Labs moment. Now here is where the story gets really big, because publishing a scaling law is not a normal thing for a chip company to do. Think about who used to publish laws like this. When Gordon Moore wrote his observation in 1965, he was an engineer at Fairchild. When Claude Shannon published the Laws of Information Theory in 1948, he was a researcher at Bell Labs. Bell Labs invented the transistor itself. Bell Labs invented the laser. Bell Labs invented the foundational mathematics of digital computing. And here is the thing most people forget. Bell Labs is the reason America became the global technology superpower. Not Silicon Valley, not Apple, not Microsoft. Bell Labs. Because Bell Labs gave America the laws, the framework. The intellectual foundation that everyone else had to build on top of. For 70 years, that is how the global tech hierarchy worked. America wrote the laws, Asia built the products, Europe regulated them. The country that defined the science got to define the century. What Huawei just did is not a product launch. It is a Bell Labs moment. Huawei published a theoretical framework, peer-reviewable, in English, that proposes to replace the foundational scaling law of computing. They are inviting the entire world to build on top of Huawei's framework. They are saying, in the most polite scientific language possible, the next chapter of the digital age will be written by Huawei. 6 years ago, Huawei was a Chinese phone company that the United States was trying to bury. Today, Huawei is publishing the laws that the next generation of chip engineers worldwide will have to learn. That is not a comeback. That is a complete inversion of the global tech hierarchy. And the United States, which spent the last 6 years trying to slow Huawei down with sanctions, will have accidentally pushed them into doing exactly what Bell Labs did in 1948. Define the future on their own terms. What this actually means. Here is what should stick with you. If the Tau scaling law holds up over the next 5 years, the next generation of chip engineers, in every country on Earth, will be reading Huawei papers. They will be optimizing for variables that Huawei defined. They will be teaching their PhD students Huawei frameworks. This isn't just about Huawei making faster phones. This is about Huawei positioning itself to be the intellectual center of the entire post-Moore's Law chip industry. Every chip company on Earth, including NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, TSMC, and Samsung, now has to study Huawei's research papers. They have to evaluate Huawei's claims. They have to decide whether to copy Huawei's approach or risk falling behind. For 60 years, Huawei was a customer of the chip industry. Now Huawei is the company writing the rules. And here is the wild part. Most Americans have never even heard of the Tau scaling law. Most American policymakers haven't heard of it. Most Silicon Valley executives are pretending they haven't heard of it. But the people who actually run the next generation of chip research in every country with a serious semiconductor industry are reading Huawei's papers right now. They are debating Huawei's framework. They are quietly rewriting their roadmaps. 6 years ago, the United States tried to crush Huawei. Today, Huawei just rewrote the law that defines how computing progresses for the next half-century. Whatever Washington was trying to accomplish with sanctions, this is the opposite of it. So here is where I want to leave you. Gordon Moore made his prediction in 1965 with a pencil and a piece of paper, and he changed the world. 61 years later, Huawei made a different prediction with the same pencil and the same paper, and we are about to find out if they just did the same thing. If you want more breakdowns on the China tech revolution that nobody on cable news is willing to explain, hit that subscribe button right now. Tap the notification bell so you do not miss the next one, and drop a comment below. Do you think Huawei actually replaces Moore's Law, or are they overselling a clever engineering trick? I read every comment. See you in the next one.